friends, today we're in the kitchen canning home canned beef, but I'm going to talk to you about your canner. So tell me in the comments if you're new to canning or you've been canning like me your whole entire life, starting canning with your great-grandmother. So be sure you fully read your canner's instructions before you begin. Today I'm using an All-American 930 canner. It holds 14 of these quart jars at a time. For mine, we are to use 3.5 quarts of water. So we're just dumping this in, and then we're going to lay in our bottom piece. You always make sure you have this in, otherwise the heat doesn't distribute evenly and you can risk cracking a jar. So I'm going to pause while I finish. Okay, now that we have our canner and it has the appropriate amount of water in it, we are going to take some vinegar and we are going to thoroughly wipe the rim of the canner. Now, All Americans are gasketless canners, and we need to make sure that it is very clean both on the canner bottom and all along here on our canner top. So we're just going to wipe it with vinegar. If you need to use a scrubby or anything, by all means do. Tell me what kind of canner you have in the comments. Let me know what kind of canner you have. Okay, now that I've cleaned up my canner top and thoroughly inspected it, I am going to take the rim of this canner and you need to apply some sort of oil or grease. These are steps we take with the Gasket All-American. They are an investment. They don't come cheaply, and we need to make sure that we take the best care of our equipment. Another tip is, after you lower your rack in, always add a splash of your vinegar. This keeps the lime buildup from your canning jars, keeps them nice and clean and bright. Now, I like to go ahead and put my canner on the stove because just the weight of the jars is 28 pounds. And that's not including the weight of the canner itself. If you're processing something that you're putting in that's cold, you want to start with cold. If you're processing something that's hot, then you want to go ahead and heat the canner and the water till it's hot. You don't want a big difference between your jars you're putting in and the canner. So if you have a double stack canner, you're going to fill the entire bottom of your canner first. Then you're going to put in another separator bottom and then begin to stack your second layer. Okay, once you have it full, you're going to look on your canner, and most of them have an indicator here on the canner, but generally they'll have an indicator here, and we want to make sure that these two align, okay? And then with this type of gasketless canner, we are going to start tightening opposite. So I'll tighten this one straight across, tighten this one, so we'll straight across. You want to look at it and make sure it looks pretty even. And then we'll begin to just tighten these, again, working counterclockwise right across from each other. Don't tighten them all the way. We'll move around to like the other one, and then we'll go back and retighten everything. Now we've made sure it's all good and even all the way around, and we've fully cranked them down. I then turn on my stove on like a medium and let it slowly warm up. Notice we have not put on the weight. This needs to vent for 10 minutes before we ever put on the weight. After it vents 10 minutes, we're going to be using the 10 pound. I don't know if you can see that because we're doing meat, and that's our altitude. See that steady stream of steam? That is when we're going to put on the 10-pound gauge. That is not when we're going to begin to time it. We will only begin to time this when it starts ding, 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 and our gauge is at 10 pounds. Stick around, make sure you're following if you want to see us freeze dry some ground beef.